Today we're talking about the new Sigma 50mm f1.4, and I'm a little bit confused why it took Sigma this long to remodel the 50mm, as it is a staple in every photographer's and filmmaker's camera bag. So is the new 50mm from Sigma sharp? Well, this is definitely the sharpest lens that I've actually tested. I've used Sony G Master lenses, and I've also used Canon L lenses in the past. And wide open in the center, it is impressively sharp. Corner to corner at f1.4, it is a little bit soft, and that's just because of the distortion and the vignette that you get on Sigma lenses. For some reason on Sigma lenses, they have quite a lot of distortion and vignette wide open f1.4, and they have some pretty aggressive in-camera corrections. So when you open the lens wider than f2, all of that vignette will go away, and it also sharpens up the image. Typically for me, how sharp a lens is not really the selling point for me, as I have the tendency to add a lot of grain into my images. I also bring the clarity down, and I'm really chasing more of a soft film look, where with my commercial and wedding clients, I really try to achieve a more clinically sharp look. So on the one side, on my creative work, I'm looking for more of a film soft look, where on my commercial and my wedding side, I need sharp results. If you guys like the way that I edit my photos or the colors in my photos, that's because I use my presets, and they are linked down below. I also color grade my footage with my own custom LUTs that I have made and developed. So click the link down below, pick up a pack, or pick up the combo pack of the presets and the LUTs. So the autofocus of this lens is pretty insane. It is kind of neck and neck with Sony. I only find that Sony do have the advantage of the breathing focus compensation, but when it comes down to accuracy and how fast and silent the autofocus is, it's pretty much neck and neck with Sony, so no complaints there. I definitely think that if you are struggling to get your focus right, I don't think you can blame the camera or the lens these days. That actually comes down to usability of your gear. If you guys want to see a full breakdown of my autofocus settings for photo and for video, make sure you leave a comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to make that video. But at the moment it's starting to rain, so let's get out of here. So I actually have a bit of a hate-love relationship with the build quality of these Sigma prime lenses. On one hand, they're super durable and they're gonna last a long time because they are made out of metal, but being made out of metal, they actually make them a lot bigger and also very heavy. They're also prone to scratches and scuffs. If you're like me and you share your lenses with your partner, she actually wears rings, and that actually ends up scratching the metal, and they start to look a little bit worn compared to the Sony or the Samyang scratch-proof resistant plastics that they use on their lenses. Sigma have done a really good job in making all of their prime lenses very consistent. You get a AF manual focus switch, you also get a custom button, you get an aperture ring that you can have in manual, or you can put it in auto and change the settings within your camera. You can also lock that aperture ring. You have the ability to de-click or click the aperture ring. De-clicked is great for video, as you can actually use it like an internal ND. Also, another reason why lenses made out of metal become more durable, like the time that I broke two 70-180s while I was in Japan just from putting my lens hood on. Sorry about that one, Mitch. Still owe you.
You alright, mate? Get it together.
I'm all jittery.
You're gonna break my bloody lens.
I just got caught out in the rain. So the last point that I really love about this lens, and also pretty much all Sigma lenses, is there's just so much more to a lens than how sharp the lens is, how well the autofocus works, and also the price, of course. And this is something called character of a lens, or how well the lens will render the image. I've found that on Sigma lenses, they get critical sharpness, but then they have nice roll-off to the highlights. They have really nice roll-off into the bokeh elements of the lens. In terms of colors, they render the image very neutral, and they're very consistent across the whole range of lenses. This 50mm handles bright lights really well, so in high contrast scenes, you can get a very good result. Also in flat lighting conditions, you get a good amount of contrast. Also, this lens renders really well when you have a very flat that scene, you get a nice amount of contrast. So I'm just putting it out there that autofocus and sharpness and also the price is not the only key factor when buying a lens. I'm gonna head inside because it's really starting to rain now. I did actually find one slight flaw, but this isn't really Sigma's issue. This is just for some reason an issue with pretty much all 50mm prime lenses. And that is you do get a bit of green and magenta fringing on certain edges. The most common one is tree branches for whatever reason. But if you are shooting with in-camera corrections turned on and you have your Lightroom corrections turned on, this will pretty much go away. Sometimes you do have to go in manually and just remove it. For whatever reason, the focal length 50mm is most prone to this. I thought I'd just mention it in here just so you guys are aware of it. If you guys want to pick up the new Sigma 50mm f1.4 for the Sony E-mount, there is a link down in the description down below. Hitting that link does actually give me a small kickback and help out this channel to make future videos like this. Like mentioned before, I do sell presets and LUTs. They are linked down below. If you sign up to my newsletter, you get 25% off and a free demo. So definitely check out my online store. And if you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe and check out my other videos. And as always, guys, liking and commenting on this video helps me out a lot. And we'll see you next week.